Hi guys, we are reacting to.
Shredder came out the gate with the crazy. He was like, we gotta hunt down these monster turtles.
Okay, so we're reacting to a TMNT movie parodies by this great YouTuber. Okay, you guys ready?
I'm like, this motherfucker the crazy. Shredder came out the gate with the crazy. He was like, we gotta hunt down these monster turtles. I'm like, did this motherfucker just say turtles? My name is Danny Pennington. I am 48 years old, and between 1988 and 19...
Alright, this is all about the Foot Clan and their involvement in the TMNT movie.
1995, I was a ninja in the Foot Clan. Yeah, see, that's me. It's Christopher. It's my best friend since Little League. It's Mikey and Brian, twins from the Bronx. Eddie, bridge and tunnel kid from Bayonne, New Jersey. We used to bust his chops about that. And Tatsu, biggest party animal you'll ever meet. Well, like every great story, this one starts in New York City. I was just a young pickpocket on the streets, snatching wallets from guys, swapping them with other pickpockets. Hey, you snatch this guy's wallet, I'll swap you with that guy's wallet. It sounds terrible, but you gotta remember, this was New York in the 80s. Greed was good. I mean, if you weren't actively robbing someone, that's how they knew you were a tourist.
You were a tourist.
So anyways, one day my boy Christopher comes up to me and he says, hey, I heard about this warehouse party out on Liberty Island, kind of a guy's thing, you want to go check it out? And I'm thinking, my friend Christopher's trying to tell me something. Not really my scene, but I figure they're probably going to have good music, so I'll go in and I'll support my friend. So we go, and it turns out it's not a gay rave. It was even better. I'm talking indoor skate park. Every arcade game you could think of. No quarters. You want to break dance? Sure. You want to do graffiti? Great. You want to play roulette at a table where the croupier is a...
So basically just Treasure Island if you've seen Pinocchio. Well,
you could do that there. So then at some point, one of the guys comes up to me and he says, hey, just so you know, we're this thing called the Foot Clan. We're like an ancient order of Japanese ninjas. I'm not sure if you'd, be interested in joining up with us. And I said, it is 1988 and you just asked me if I want to be a ninja? My only two questions are, when do I get my nunchucks and when do I meet Michael Dudikoff?
Michael Dudikoff in American Ninja 2, The Confrontation.
Spoiler alert, I never met Michael Dudikoff, and they never gave me nunchucks, they gave me a halberd. Because nothing says I'm really into the ancient history and tradition of Japanese ninjutsu better than a medieval European battle axe. Yeah, so we're having a great time and we're learning to be ninjas, and all of a sudden there's a gong. Like a literal gong. And they're like, oh, we gotta go see the leader now. And I'm like, oh, okay. You see, my parents were Scientologists, so I had a pretty good idea what was happening next. And sure enough, Shredder comes out, big flowing robe, lots of downlighting, very theatrical, saying things like, this is your family, I am your father. I'm like, okay, buddy, get to the part when you start asking me for money. But the difference is, in Scientology, you gotta wait a few years before they get to the whole,
crazy
thing. Shredder came out the gate with the crazy. He was like, we gotta hunt down these...
Shredder, he's insane, I hope you know.
Monster turtles. I'm like, did this motherfucker just say turtles?
Turtles?
Like turtles. Like leaf-eating, slow-moving, like turtles. My first thought was maybe Shredder's like one of those Roman soldiers who's never seen an elephant before. Like he's never been to the zoo and somebody showed him a picture of a giant tortoise and he's like, oh my god, kill it with fire. So when somebody tells you to go fight...
Yeah, well, I saw a giant turtle, no hate to animals of course, but I was like, oh my god, kill it with fire. What the fuck? I didn't know they could go that big, to be honest.
I'm like, you gonna give me all the free arcade games I want, all the free ninja weapons I want? Yeah, I'll fight a turtle for you, okay. Biggest mistake in my life. Those turtles were real. They were, what?
Those fuckers know how to fight.
5'10", upright, opposable thumbs, vocal cords. You close your eyes, one of them, I swear to God, sounds exactly like Corey Feldman. And the worst part about it is, they were better at ninjutsu than we were. For 5 years, I got my ass handed to me. I'm talking lacerations, stabbings, contusions, concussions, broken ribs. Eddie from New Jersey went deaf in his left ear when he got his head crushed in by 2 turtle shells. Mikey and Brian, the twins from the Bronx, Brian took a bow staff to the face. They ain't twins no more. You know how many times I had to hear the same joke from the ER?
It is kind of sad, because when you actually think about the book line for more than 1 minute, it kind of makes me feel tragic. And yeah, you could say, oh, the fighters are maybe like 18, or the fighters could be like barely 17 for all we know. Alright, let's go, come on guys.
Columbia Presbyterian. Hey buddy, did you get stabbed by Poseidon's trident? No buddy, it was a 3-pronged Japanese dagger called a sai, just like last week. So then one day I come in for my shift and they're like, hey, guess what? We got the turtle's dead. And I'm thinking, what is he, like an even bigger turtle? And they're like, no, it's a 4-foot tall rat and we got him handcuffed to a fence in the back. And I'm like, oh my God, what has my life become? And like, I felt really bad about the whole Splinter thing because he was like elderly, he had mobility issues. I'm like, we should be giving him a couch and some soup and let him watch Matlock. Like, this is awful. I didn't want to be a part of that. So we get into this big final battle.
I agree. I'm glad that they had empathy for Splinter.
Where the Turtles went to our lair to rescue Splinter, and we went to the Turtles' lair to like mess up their stuff. And it turns out we've been on the same block this entire time. Like literally, we were 100 feet from each other.
This close.
The sewers below us, like the whole time. So I come out of the sewer and there's a big fight happening on the roof between the Turtles and Shredder and Splinter, and Shredder falls off the roof into the trash compactor that Casey Jones had parked there. By the way, Casey Jones belongs in prison. You do not flip a switch on a garbage compactor knowing there's a human being inside. And no, you don't get to say, oops, oops.
Oops!
Yeah, like that's gonna get you out of a murder charge, Casey.
What about the arson?
What arson? Okay, I was cleared in that investigation because April O'Neil knew the wiring was faulty in that building. So anyways, the fight's over. I'm told Splinter told a hilarious joke. He was up on the roof. I was on the ground. I didn't hear it. And then we learned the horrible truth. Everything. The warehouse, the ninja weapons, the arcade games, the Turtles, the whole Foot Clan, all of it was so that Shredder could get revenge on the rat that scratched his face 20 years ago in Japan. Like, think about how insane that is. Like, first of all, I'm not even talking about Splinter emigrating to America. Like, forget about that part. Just think about the logistics of Shredder tracking a rat from Japan to America and then finding like one specific rat in New York City. Like, think about that for a second. And then the rat turns out to be mutated to a point where it's practically Danny DeVito size. And oh my God, he's got an army of turtles fighting for him too. And that's when I learned that Donatello was 16.
He was only 16.
All the turtles were 16. Like, we were kids. They were kids too. And
it was basically a bunch of child soldiers killing each other for really no fucking point.
That we were all just child soldiers in this.
Like, excuse my Japanese here, but you know, these two are fucking insane.
Horrible blood feud between an insane Japanese man and the rat that scratched his face 20 years ago. It took me a while to come to grips with that.
So what's the secret of the ooze?
Oh God, you want to know about the ooze?
God, please, no. Okay.
Teeth can get yellow from everyday stains. Manual brushes
sadly we still haven't got a third one, but we did get a Jurassic Park one. That's the main reason I'm reacting to this channel in general. Hi. Say goodbyes.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet.
Hi guys, we are still reacting to this. Portillo, Sigurius.
Okay, what kind? I guess I'm getting stabbed again. Shredder's like, first of all, we're gonna do it. Okay, what kind of mutants should we make? Should we make some? I guess I'm getting stabbed again. Shredder's like,
okay, I don't know
what kind of mutants should we make? Should we make something like unstoppable, like a rhinoceros, or something just like fearless and angry like a warthog. And
Great
Shredder's like, no, we're
references.
gonna make a turtle of our own. And I'm like, did this motherfucker just say turtle again? Alright, fine, let's talk about the ooze. So in the weeks following Shredder's death, the Foot Clan was very adrift as an organization. In fact, that was the last I saw of Mikey and Brian. They went back to work at their dad's butcher shop in the Bronx. Me, I was feeling very disillusioned. I mean, I had been a ninja for about 2-3 years at this point, never even thrown a smoke bomb. And that's like Ninja 101. Like, you take a smoke bomb, you throw it, poof, cloud of smoke, and you're gone. I'd never even seen a smoke bomb. As it turns out, New York has very strict firework laws. You can't really be setting those off in the city, understandably so. And smoke bombs are kind of under that category. Tatsu had a small stash that he said were grandfathered in from his days at Studio 54, whatever that means. Anyways, I did a lot of soul searching, and I was like, we need to get back to what makes us
Great NECA
ninjas.
figures.
So I got the guys together, and I was like, look, let's bring the Foot Clan out of the shadows and into the 90s. Like, let's show
Honestly, why isn't that?
who we are. Let's do community service. Let's put our best foot forward. In fact, that's what we were going to call it, BFF, best foot forward. I was like, guys, we don't need that idiot Shredder and his stupid obsession with Splinter and the Turtles and, oh my god, he's
Oh god, please don't tell me he's behind me.
Why did I pick the junkyard for the meeting spot? Now, this means a couple of things.
Poor
Number one,
dude.
the
Because we all know Shredder's gonna whoop that ass for insulting him, huh? Alright, come on, let's get out of here. Let's watch this.
cops never looked for Shredder's body in the garbage truck, which, that feels a little irresponsible. And number two, it means that Shredder has either spent the last 3 weeks crawling/eating his way out of a pile of garbage, or the far more likely answer, he crawled out 3 weeks ago and has been living the life of a junkyard hobo and saw us arrive for our meeting, and now
I kind of believe that for you.
is doing a dramatic entrance. So Shredder's back, he immediately takes control, and he's like, we are 100% all hands on Turtle Revenge. And I'm like,
Oh, feet.
okay, I guess I'm getting stabbed again. Shredder's like, first of all, we're going to do a corporate restructure. First, I'm at the top. Tatsu, you're number 2. Eddie from Bayonne, you're number 3. I'm like, Eddie from Bayonne? What? First of all, Eddie was not the sharpest katana in the drawer. Let's just leave it at that. And second, he lived in New Jersey. This junkyard is in Brooklyn. He was 40 minutes late getting here today. You're going to make him number 3? But I had already got caught mouthing off, so I knew it wasn't going to be me. So anyways, Shredder sends Eddie out to follow April O'Neil, and he comes back with a huge flower. And he's like, Master Shredder, I brought you this giant dandelion. And I'm like, first of all, Eddie, you are not a botany expert. That could be a giant dahlia. You don't know. But Shredder was like, no. This is the key. We are going to find whatever mutated this flower.
I thought he was trying to say, hey, sure, my love, I love you. Well,
We are going to create our own mutants to fight the turtles because you guys suck at that. And I was like, well, that's insulting, but like honestly, this is your best plan ever. Like I'm actually kind of on board with this. Especially the part where I'm not getting stabbed. So we go down to TGRI Labs and god damn it, the turtles are there. Like, do they have the same idea that we have? And so we fight over the last canister of ooze and we get it, and Tatsu throws a smoke bomb. And I just stood there like an idiot. Like, I was like, oh my god, a smoke bomb, finally! So we get back with the ooze, and we're like, okay, what kind of, like, mutants should we make? Should we make something, like, unstoppable, like a rhinoceros, or something just, like, fearless and angry, like a warthog? And Shredder's like, no, we're gonna make a turtle of our own. And I'm like, did this motherfucker just say turtle again? And Shredder's like, no, but it's gonna be, like, a real mean turtle, like a snapping turtle. You mean, like, an Ernest movie?
Ow! Ow!
Okay.
Shredder's gonna be like, Splinter's gonna be like Ernest.
And then Shredder's like, oh, we're also doing this junkyard dog I befriended. Now, was Razor a dog? I admit he had dog-like features, but you know that old scary story where a couple goes on their honeymoon and they find a stray dog and they bring it back and the vet says, no, this is actually a giant tropical rat and you have all of its parasites now? That's kind of what I thought about Razor. But Shredder wanted Token Razor, and we were like, okay, let's do Token Razor. So we got the professor, he makes the mutants, and Shredder was so stoked. He's like, yes, freak against freak. It's gonna be a real freak off. Wait, can Can we edit around the part where I said it's a real freak-off?
Meet the Ninja Lux Cafe. 3 machines in one. Create rich, smooth espresso.
I mean, why does Shredder and Splinter always get little boys to dress in so much tight outfits? I'm just saying, no.
And so Toka and Razor come out. They're looking big, they're looking swole, and they have the minds of a toddler.
Jesus, we are terrifying now.
And so Shredder comes
they're
out.
Funny, but Jesus, they're scary.
Screaming, "They are babies!" And I'm like, that's hilarious. But then I realized, like, we were child soldiers, and they are baby soldiers. Like, this got worse somehow. Yikes. So then Shredder puts Toka and Razor on the back burner, and he's like, okay, we gotta have a recruitment drive. Let's get some more Foot Clan ninjas in the door. And we're like, great, should we, fire up the warehouse, get the arcade games going? And he's like, no, we're just gonna have ninja tryouts. I'm like, I don't think that's a great recruitment strategy, but okay, let's hold tryouts. And it turns out there's a lot of scummy martial arts guys in the tri-state area just waiting for an opportunity like this. So we're having tryouts, and Eddie's like, okay, so Kino's clearly...
What's happening in Scotland? I'll be right there. Yeah, I admit, I will do all those crimes.
So we can send all these other guys home. And I'm like, whoa, are we only filling one position? We've already lost the twins, we're down 2 guys, like, surely some of these guys are good enough. And he's like, no, Kino, that's it. And we gotta make sure he's a ninja. And I'm like, okay, well, how do we test if he's a ninja? And he's like, I'm gonna throw this smoke bomb, and he's got 15 seconds to pull as many jingle bells off of a mannequin. And I'm like, how did you get a smoke bomb? You're gonna waste it on him? Also, removing jingle bells from a mannequin? You mean pickpocketing? That's stuff we used to do before we were ninjas? So Eddie throws the smoke bomb, and 15 seconds later, Kino is standing there with an armful of bells, and I'm like...
Jingle bells, he just stole it all.
This guy's clearly working with the turtles. Like, it was so obvious. Like, Kino, the guy who can't hold a pizza box level, is suddenly a master ninja? Also, I could see Raphael standing behind the boxes. It was clear as day. Long story short, I was totally right about Kino. He was working with the turtles. We ended up capturing Raph and setting a trap for the turtles. And that actually worked. Like, we had the 3 other turtles caught in the net. And I'm like, guys, we got them. Like, it's done. And then Shredder's like, begin the unnecessarily slow crane mechanism. Like, full Dr. Evil, like, slowly moving the turtles over a bed of sharpened swords. And I'm like, you understand Leonardo has its sword in there. They're going to cut their way out in about 10 seconds. It didn't matter anyways, because Splinter shows up and shoots the rope with an arrow.
Seriously, Leo, never used a sword. Now, I actually like this, because Splinter's always given a bow and arrow, so thank fuck, we finally saw Splinter use that goddamn bow and arrow. This may sound mean to you, but to me it's personal. Imagine always having a bow and arrow when you're out. Like, imagine Hawkeye always have bow and arrows in the toy, and then use this katana in Marvel Rivals everywhere you go. Like Avengers, the children marketing with bow, only uses it once and always uses a katana. Like, why can't media with Splinter just give him a bow? Like, if we ever get an Injustice like TMNT game, I want Splinter to be Hawkeye. I want him to hit people with his bow, shoot arrows, but I don't want him to be fully... I would like maybe the Michael Bay rat spin, not like make it like a snake, but maybe add a whip attack with it or something. I don't know. Just make him use a fucking bow. You give him a bow, let him use it at least once. Well, twice now.
From a distance of like 50 yards, and I'm like, that's actually kind of impressive. So then out comes Toka and Razor, who we did not need up until this point. And they fought a little bit, but the turtles escaped, and I was actually kind of grateful, because, like, nobody wants to watch somebody fight a baby. That's just sad. So then Shredder's like, okay, fine. We're going to let Toka and Razor just run wild through the streets, causing destruction, and that'll get the turtles' attention. But we picked the one block in New York.
I agree with him. This is really stupid.
It's causing destruction, and that'll get the turtles' attention. But we picked the one block in New York where nobody was. Like, literally an empty street in New York, which, like, that never happens. The only people who ever saw us were this old couple getting into a cab, and that lady could not have cared less. So Toka and Razor wrecked the street.
Which I can't blame them. You just want to get the hell out of the way.
Nobody knows who did it. The cops and the media show up, and they're like, who caused all this destruction? We have no idea. So Eddie, who at this point is working as Freddie, April O'Neil's cameraman, great undercover work there, buddy. He goes up to April and he's like, hey, can you tell the turtles that we did this, and can you have them meet at the dock later tonight, please? Like, it was so embarrassing. So then the turtles show up for the big freak off. Can we edit around where I said freak off again? So the turtles show up for the freak against freak fight, and Michelangelo's like, hang on, we gotta have our pre-fight donuts. And I'm like, we have never shared donuts before, and you clearly didn't bring enough for the whole class, Michelangelo. So the fight
Mikey, how dare you add donuts but not think of everyone there, huh? Huh? What, is it just mutants? Mutant superiority? What, do you prefer mutants over humans? Why? Because we're racist to you and we hate you and we wish you were dead, Mikey? Well, that's very mean of you. When people are mean to you, you just have to respect it and give them free donuts. And if you're only gonna give donuts to mutants, well, Shredder is gonna compensate them, because that's not kind! Mikey! Fuck it down!
Things are getting wild, and then suddenly, like, boom, they crash through the wall of the Dockside Club, and I'm like, bah, 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 bah. It is 1991, and you're telling me we've been standing next to a Vanilla Ice concert this entire time? My only two questions are, where is my backstage pass, and when is he playing Ice Ice Baby? Spoiler alert, I never got backstage, and Vanilla Ice didn't play Ice Ice Baby. Like, how insane is that? You go to a Vanilla Ice concert and he's not playing Ice Ice Baby?
So what did he play?
I don't know, some new freestyle rap he was doing. I knew it wasn't Ice Ice Baby.
That's cool, because it was a unique song for a movie.
Threatens the turtles, takes a woman hostage.
Which, this sucked. The turtles went inside a fucking party. Now, I don't know how I can explain it in other words. The turtles went to a party with a popular celebrity. No, let me say it one last time. The turtles went to a party! And no, I don't mean they went to a party where they hid, like in the Michael Bay movies. I mean, Mikey fell on the ground, fell shell. And Slipper and Solomon were like shocked, but not Karen. Honey, what's a fucking 50-foot turtle? Okay, 6 foot. But still, it's a turtle!
I'm like, yikes. And he's like, stand back or I'll ooze her. And I'm like, you might want to rethink your words there, buddy. And the turtles literally blasted him with the power of rock using Vanilla Ice's guitar. I mean, it was the 90s. Guitars were a thing. Like, so Shredder crashes through the wall and down into the bottom of the pier, and he spills the ooze on himself, and he starts mutating into the Super Shredder. And I take a look and I see, like, his shoulder pads are...
This is easily the most organized buying section I've ever done. Link below to download the Opera browser for free.
Okay.
3 times the size they were before. And I'm not like a metallurgical expert, but if this ooze can grow metal, why aren't we just sprinkling this on some gold and like platinum, and we could be retired in the Caymans by now? Oh, God, so stupid. So anyway, Super Shredder and the Turtles are now under the pier. They're getting ready to fight, and I'm like, wow, the Turtles are probably in some trouble. Like, Shredder's kind of big now. But it turned out to be more of like a fat guy in a spiky cloak kind of situation, because he just got stuck between 2 pillars of the pier, and he's like, ah! And just pulls the whole damn thing right on top of himself. At that point, I didn't really care. I was at a Vanilla Ice.
Also, why didn't they just pull out their weapons? You know, like, imagine having a katana, 50-foot with size, and then just stab it through all the turtles, because the metal's probably stronger since how powerful Shredder was.
This concert, and I wasn't getting stabbed. Best Friday I could have in the 90s. After that, I was pretty much done with the Foot Clan. I think most of us were. Eddie went back to New Jersey. He now owns a dry cleaning business. My boy Christopher works in finance on Wall Street. 90-hour work weeks. I am not jealous of him. Tatsu died of syphilis, which makes perfect sense. That guy stuck his dick in anything. And me, I was almost 18 at that point. I was nowhere close to graduating high school. And it was actually Donatello who helped me get my GED.
That's nice.
He's a really smart guy, and we became good friends. You know, we still hang out from time to time. These days, he primarily does machines, which is his funny way of saying he works for Boston Dynamics. Leonardo moved to San Jose. He works in venture capital now, traded in his katanas for CrossFit, which he will tell you about. Michelangelo moved to LA to chase the surf life, and he became a stunt coordinator.
I actually like the idea of the turtles becoming friends with members of Hooks, but not like traders, like actual friends.
Michelangelo moved to LA to chase the surf life, and he became a stunt coordinator.
Showing they don't actually want to fight, and they're not about real life. Okay, let's go.
Get a little bit more with Little Plus, and win a free bakery coupon with every shop.
No!
For CrossFit, which he will tell you about. Michelangelo moved to LA to chase the surf life, and he became a stunt coordinator. You can usually find him every night at the Venice Beach Drum Circle. Raphael really got into conspiracy theories, and last I heard he was in a militia somewhere in Upper Peninsula, Michigan. Splinter retired to Florida, loves playing pickleball. I owe that guy a phone call. April O'Neil, you know her from CNN these days. Casey Jones, still walking the streets a free man. You belong in jail, Casey. And me? Well, my ninja days might be over. At least I'm not getting stabbed these days. Do I have any regrets? I don't know. I mean, like, I look back on that time really fondly. I mean, I made a lot of great friends. Even the Turtles. I mean, I'm so glad to be friends with Donatello these days. You might say we made a lot of bad decisions along the way, but it's like the old saying goes. You never really know until you walk a mile in someone else's foot.
Yeah, I agree with them. Really proving the saying that a villain's only a villain in the hero's story, and the villain isn't a villain in their story. Well, like and subscribe for your titles, guys.